our temples this happening. The TVs in which I am appearing and speaking are slowly becoming deities. They are receiving worship. Flowers are offered to it. Aarti is done to it. Incense is given to it. Now, all our temples are planning to have a separate throne for this TV. In Los Angeles, already I am on the throne. The TV is in the throne. The TV, in which people are seeing me, have already become deity. Same way, please understand, the stones through which people were able to connect with the superconsciousness have become deities. Same way, all our temples, deities, everything is a connecting mechanism with superconsciousness. The mechanism which connects with the superconsciousness. Please understand, the deities and temples are not just sentimental carved stones, or they are not just artistic sculptures. They are conscious transmitters. They raise you to the superconsciousness. In each house in Vedic tradition, we have a puja room. All the puja rooms are your private conscious airport, are conscious transmission centers. The main temple is the place from where continuous superconsciousness is radiating. So if you just sit and connect with a deep feeling connection, see, in those days human beings were so beautiful and simple. Just remembering the name of the deity is enough. They are already in connection with the deity. That feeling connection. When I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it says, sit in Siddhasana and be in Samadhi. That's all. See, the human beings were so simple in those days. Just if you sit in Siddhasana, you are already in Samadhi. If you sit, your mind sits. Now, if you sit, your mind sits. Mind is completely away from the body. In those days, human beings were so simple and intelligent. All the non-mechanical parts of their brain were awakened. It is Western culture which killed the non-mechanical parts of the brain, the functions of the non-mechanical parts of the brain. Please understand, in the Vedic civilization, always human beings were brought up in such a way that non-mechanical parts of the brain was fully alive and awakened. It is a cultural invasion. The greatest possibility of the human being, when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is not functioning anymore, the temples, deities, all these are looking useless. Otherwise, they are a huge conscious infrastructure. Please understand. One example, suddenly, if we find some method to travel just 20 feet above the air, or 30 feet above the air, without petrol or diesel, all our automobiles, roads, everything will become useless. Then you will wonder, why so many automobile industries are established? Why so many cars are produced? Why this huge road waste? I think our ancestors are fools. You don't understand. At one period, it was used. It was being useful. Our temples, our deities, all these are useful if all your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened. Unclutching is the process to awaken your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, you will understand temples, deities, how useful they are, how directly useful they are, how they are part of our life, how they enrich our life, and how they make human beings intelligent, enlightened. These are the methods created to create enlightened civilization. These grand temples are not built as an just monument. They are built as a conscious movement. It is not like Egyptian pyramids, monuments. No. It is conscious movement to raise human beings to the highest consciousness, to make human beings experience the highest purpose. Understand, unclutch, use the temples to achieve the highest consciousness.
जीवन मुक्ति
On various occasions, Devi Parashakti revealed to the world in her Akashic readings that the various steps and the importance of going to Adi Kailas to protect from this pandemic. On 18th June 2021, Devi revealed that for saving your life, go to Adi Kailasa. Best life is there. Before Corona takes your life away, go to Adi Kailasa and save your life. On 5th July 2021, Devi revealed that the soil of Adi Kailasa is Sarva Roga Nivarini. That means the cure for all diseases. For all the diseases in the world, Paramashakti, myself taking the form of Nithyananda as Nija Avatara, walking there barefoot for many years, manifesting all powers. The very soil was converted into great medicine that solves all karmas. So when the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. Various COVID care centers opened across India are Adi Kailas in Biddi, Bangalore, Salem, Tirunamalai, Pattanam Adinam, Srirangapadi Adinam, Madurai, Avatipalam, Hosur, all from Tamil Nadu, and Sripuram Adinam from Hyderabad, and Baroda Adinam from Gujarat, Puduvai Adinam from Pondicherry. Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of COVID-19 third wave. Multiple free COVID care centers open across India. Various social services offered during the pandemic in the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India, and also various spiritual services offered during these pandemic in the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India, cosmic revelations on the global pandemic, free social services offered during the pandemic in de facto spiritual embassies across India are medical care, which are include allopathy, Ayurvedic, Siddha medicine, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, accommodation for multi-layer quarantine, emergency ambulances, ICU on wheels, personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks, organic farming. So join the Kailasa's COVID care production centers and register now through the link below with https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. The sovereign order of Kailasa worldwide, inspired and guided by the vision of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to save lives, a one-of-a-kind humanitarian charitable service massively mobilized to provide protection and prevention COVID care in this testing time of global meltdown. Through this initiative, Kailasa has been consistently supporting people through the free food bank, that is Annadan, free medical care, and many more services. The impact of mental disorders and lack of spiritual strength during a humanitarian crisis are often difficult to damage. To assuage this, Kailasa is offering spiritual programs, temple events, and spiritual healings online. Kailasa's recommendations on COVID-19 and multilateralism to be presented at the United Nations General Assembly and Human Rights Council. So, Kailasa's report and recommendations on an international treaty on COVID got accepted and published by the United Nations. Surviving the highly contagious COVID-19, where the world is only as resilient as the least resilient country, and persons require true multilateralism, governments, organizations, and people to collectively address the crisis. Kailasa has been successfully providing grassroots solid solutions to multifarious ways, including providing sustainable community livings with multi-layered quarantine, educating citizens on individual pandemic management, leveraging economic systems based on charity, barter, and money, providing food security and traditional Hindu medicines. These unique contributions have been recognized by the United Nations and published in their website www.oschr.org. You can also find this article on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Facebook profile page. You can download this article and read the full article by yourself. Now join the Kailasa's COVID care production centers and register now through the link below, especially if you are in India. https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Now we have the live Sundareshwara Sahidya Samadhi Bhava Samadhi Darshan upcoming at 10 standard time. Let's get prepared for that. We are going to move on to the next part of our segment after a very short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning about Ilayana Sundareshwara Paramashivara Parampuru Sahidya Samadhi Darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, and prepare for the Darshan, the Sahidya Samadhi Darshan. So what is the Sundareshwara Paramashiva Sayujya Samadhi Darshan? Is where you manifest the superconscious experience of Shiva Sayujya Samadhi through the darshan of Irayanar Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva. So get ready for the rare and unique, powerful initiation into God equation to make human beings into. And let us now watch this video where Bhagavan Sundareshwara himself has revealed about the Sundareshwara Sayujya Samadhi Darshan.
Shave, shave, shave. Paramashiva, I will manifest the physics of my existence. Cognize this in your Hridaya Akasha, in the Gandha. You will experience my existence. Sundareshwara Paramashiva. The countless, uncountable, by any visualized, assumed mathematics, Brahmandas manifest in me, exist in me, get rejuvenated in me, get deluded inside me, gets liberated inside me. For all the countless Brahmandas to exist, to get created, to get sustained, to get rejuvenated, to get deluded, to get liberated. I am the space.
Bhagavan Sundareshwara beautifully revealed, I will manifest the physics of my existence. You will experience my existence. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the countless, uncountable by any visualized, assumed mathematics, Brahmandas manifest in me, exist in me, get rejuvenated in me, get diluted inside me, gets liberated inside me, for all the countless Brahmandas exist to get created, to get sustained, to get I am the space. Let's also now look at the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Interchange Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So let us now look at the condition, the situation of our world today. According to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise. The window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing, and the message is clear: we must take action now. So, here you can see the chart of the climate risks at a global warming of 1.5 degrees Celsius versus a global warming of 2 degrees Celsius, where the extreme weather with 1.5 degree Celsius increase, there's a 100% increase in flood risk, and with just 2% Celsius, 2 degrees Celsius increase in the weather could lead to 170% increase in the flood risk across the globe. And with the species with 1.5 degrees Celsius increase, 6% of insects, 8% of plants, 4% of vertebrates would be affected, and with 2 degrees Celsius increase, 18% of insects, 16% of plants, and 8% of vertebrates will be affected. So you can see with every aspect of life on planet Earth, the water availability, the Arctic sea ice melting, and the population of the people. With 1.5 degrees Celsius, 9% of the world's population would be exposed to extreme heat waves once in 20 years. And with 2 degrees Celsius increase, 28% of the world's population would be exposed to extreme heat every once in 20 years. The sea levels are expected to rise. 46 million to 49 million people could be impacted by the sea level rise by the year 2100. And the oceans, the coral reefs could get virtually extinct at 2 degrees Celsius increase in global warming. And with every half degree of global warming would consistently lead to lower yields and lower nutritional content in tropical regions in the food. So we have catastrophic effects of the global warming, and this research shows these risks. So let us now look at a video by the United Nations which describes the state of our world today.
In 2019, fire was spreading throughout our planet, quite literally, in places like Australia and the Amazon basin, where forest blazes supercharged by climate change wreaked havoc. In other places, mass protests flared up, fueled by a combination of job insecurity, growing inequalities, and discontent with the current economic, social, and environmental status quo. The economy has slowed down, stifled by trade tensions and political uncertainty. The little growth we have had has failed to reach those who need it the most. Progress towards higher living standards has stalled for many countries and vulnerable groups of people. This has only deepened inequalities which were already growing in many countries, spurred on by automation, climate change, and other global trends.
So according to the World Health Organization, the total cases globally for COVID-19 is over 221 million to date, and Healthline.com states that new COVID cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States, and experts have warned that with emerging variants, it could lead to another surge in cases. So you can see the impact of COVID-19 on the world health and world economy. And it is During this time of crisis on planet Earth, that Bhagwan Sundareshwara has come down to earth with such extreme compassion for humanity. He states, "O bound souls, listen intensely. Your impossibility and irresponsibility made you surrender yourself to the delusion. Cognize the ultimate truth. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, I exist. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, I exist. The moment you remember me, call me, I'm here for you." Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the greatest and unique manifestation of Paramashiva as a complete manifestation. He assumes physical, subtle, light bodies as and when he wants, plays with all the physical reality and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, deletes anything in this physical plane as he likes without even a reason, just for fun. And sometimes they manifest as Meenakshi and Sundareshwara as two bodies, one being, and sometimes as both in one body. That's the reason all his manifestation and plays are called Thiruvilayadu or Leela. And due to his causeless, limitless compassion, Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is manifesting in all his glory as Purna Avatara through this being Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam as Nityavatar. From the Shuddhatvaita Paramashiva Sayujya Samadhi space, Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru will be manifesting. Through the supreme manifestation, Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru will give darshan, bless and shower boons as Leela. Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as Swamiji, just to continue his legacy and Leela. To continue being available to all of us, playing his divine Leela, performing miracles in the lives of his devotees, attending to our prayers, and continuing the legacy as the ruler of the whole of Madurai, Shamala Pita, Sarvanya Pita, as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, and as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, guiding the whole of humanity. And when you witness the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, your neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. That is, our entire body silently and without movement recreates what is happening distances far away, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. And as an effect of the mirroring neurons, all the powerful cognitions and powers of Bhagavan Sundareshwara are mirrored in you. So what is the God equation Bhagavan Sundareshwara reveals? He says, exhale intensely whatever you have, Paramashiva will inhale in you, is the God equation. Nothing is more powerful than power manifestation science. It is the most exciting spiritual science. And when you decide to manifest powers again and again and again, you know Paramashiva is within you and he is manifesting. You fall in love with Paramashiva every minute. If he manifests, you know he is real and he is manifesting. Even if you don't manifest what you declared, you will manifest the jnana and vijnana, the knowledge and understanding. Possibilities and powers of Paramashiva will manifest in all of you now. So understand who is the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, whose beautiful science, powerful science of manifestation and guiding all of humanity to a superconscious state. The Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism, The 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonatha Shamalapita Sarvagnipeetham, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam, the Pontiff of Kanchi Kailasa Sarvagnipeetham, the Tandai Mandaladinam. He is the incumbent emperor of Surya Vamsha Surangi Samrajyam. He is the present 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, the Pontiff of Kailasonatha Shamalapita Sarvagnipeetham, and he is the present Mahamandal, spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order. So here you can see some of the pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam, the Pontiff of Kanchi Kailasa Sarvagnipeetham, the Tandai Mandaladinam. And here, as the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamsha Suranga Samrajyam, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is offering the sacred rituals and the consecration of the deities, is performing the sacred rituals and the consecration of the deities at the Adi Kailash Nithyananda Paramashivam. And here you can see the pictures of the coronation and the celebrations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamsha Suranga Samrajyam. And here we have a few more pictures of the present 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonatha Shamalapita Sarvagnipeetham. The Supreme Pontiff is being coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai, the oldest Hindu papal state and monastic kingdom at the age of 34 in the year 2012, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism assuming the responsibilities as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai in the year 2012. And here we have some pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order, being honored at the Kumbh Mela by the various Mahamandaleshwars and the leaders of the Akadas present at the Kumbh Mela. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, the head of all spiritual leaders of Atal Akada, the ancient ethics body of Hinduism. He is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders and pontiffs. And here we have a few more pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism with leaders of the Akhada and with his Nithyananda Gurukul Balasans and Sannyasis. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read and watched. He has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil and Sanskrit. translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies of the books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded. Over 10,000 hours of discourses have been uploaded into the YouTube channels. Is enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally. Is respected as the commentator of all the sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jain Sutras, and many more. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader, is the reviver of the 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas, the Rudras, the Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, Sannyasis, is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, the HDH Nithyananda Hindu University in the world, with satellite campuses in over 150 countries. He is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems. He is the founder and reviver of 100 Sarvagna Pitas. He is a collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm-leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And here you can see the various spiritual de facto embassies of Kailasa established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Is established over 22 Hindu universities, 186 extended campuses of Nithyananda Hindu University, 242 Nithyananda Gurukuls, 22 Nithyananda Jnanalayas, complexes, 2,175 Paramashivoham shakas, 1,898 youth centers, 19 kingdoms or Sarvagna Pitas, 25 e-Kailasas, 1,898 ASP centers, 120 temples, healing centers, 22 food banks, 12 animal shelters, 34 satsang temples, 418 Paduka mandirs, 2,175 satsang centers. These are all the various spiritual de facto embassies of Kailasa established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism over these just a few years of his public life. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's peace walks, the Padayatras, cover over 100,000 kilometers and have gifted the science of spiritual healing to over 2 million human settlement thus far. So you can see here a pictorial depiction of the various Padayatras undertaken by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Padayatra in 2000, which covered over 15,000 kilometers. The World Tour Yatra after the year 2000, which covered 4,000 kilometers. The Himalaya Yatra, which covered more than 5,660 kilometers. The Himalaya Yatra in 2005, which covered over 7,000 kilometers. The Korikandra Yatra, which covered 960 kilometers. The Himalaya Yatra, again, which covered 6,000 kilometers. The Cambodia Yatra, which covered more than 1,000 kilometers. The Himalaya Yatra, which covered more than 6,000 kilometers. The Korikandra Yatra, again, which covered 960 kilometers. The Himalaya Yatra, which covered more than 5,608 kilometers. The Himalaya Yatra in 2010, which covered over 4,580 kilometers. The Tiruvannamalai Yatra, which covered more than 300 kilometers. The Kailash Yatra, which covered more than 600 kilometers. The India Tour Yatra, which covered more than 5,000 kilometers. The Bali Yatra in 2014, which covered more than 1,000 kilometers. And the Vijaya Yatra, which covered over 300 kilometers. So all of these various Padayatras over these last couple of decades, the peace walks of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which have covered over 100,000 kilometers and gifted the science of spiritual healing to more than 2 million human settlement so far. who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara? The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has shared, Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is the manifestation of the beauty of cosmos in flesh and bones. Irayanar Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru, as the complete manifestation of Paramashiva, assumes physical, subtle, light bodies as and when he wants as his divine manifestation. He plays with all the physical reality and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, deletes anything in this physical plane as he likes without even a reason. Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is the greatest, unique and complete manifestation of Paramashiva. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. He came down as the most handsome form to marry Devi Meenakshi and administer the city of Madurai. The kingdom of Madurai, known as the Kailasonatha Shamala Pita Sarvagna, the oldest Hindu people's state and enlightenment ecosystem, was established by Paramashiva. The kingdom of Madurai was later revived by Lord Sundareshwara and Devi Meenakshi, who, as the deities and incarnates of Paramashiva, ruled over Madurai, revived the foundation pillars of it as the highest living stream of spiritual sciences. And to ensure that this tradition continues to elevate humanity, they enthroned Sundareshwara and Devi Meenakshi, who was enthroned to continue the lineage of the Kailasonatha Shamala Pita Sarvagna Pita. And here we can see a few more pictures of the lineage of masters, the Kailasonatha Shamala Pita Sarvagna Pita. And this verse describes the lineage of the Guru Parampara. It says, Guru Paramparayatam Adrishtam Sarvavadibihi Bhavabhanta Vimokshatham Paramam Sarvatomukham. And it describes the supreme discipline of Adishaiva tradition has been coming down to the continuous lineage of the Guru disciple Adishaiva Guru Parampara from time immemorial. This has been formulated for the attainment of complete liberation from the repeated phenomenon of birth and death. This is supreme in its kind and concerned with the ultimate benefit of this is supreme in its kind and is concerned with the ultimate benefit of all the souls. And here you can see the pictures of the Guru Mahasanidhanams of the Kailasonatha Shamala Pita Sarvagna Pita.